the first thing I wanted to ask you about was because in some of your videos you talk about how you were raised with the right, sort of like in sort of fascistic sort of circles, and people were not great. So how do people who are left-minded, who live in those circumstances, how do they express themselves? Do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So when you're a leftist and you're having to deal with a lot of people that are a completely different ideology than you are, all the way to conservative, you have to kind of learn the lingo. You have to learn how people think. You have to learn how people understand certain things. And for me, that's really easy because I grew up around these people and I understand them. So talking to conservatives for me is sometimes even easier than talking to liberals because I just understand their ideology. I understand where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the arguments that I've crafted throughout the years are specifically tuned to that kind of demographic. But that isn't to say that you should make convincing right-wingers or anything like that your priority. You shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you live in a majority right-wing community and you want to be spreading socialism and leftism, then definitely learning how they speak is a major thing. And with right-wingers, what I notice a lot is that it's just being extremely direct and telling people exactly how you think things should be
Mm-hmm.
without saying the word socialism.
Yeah, I imagine that's good. I mentioned that with well, because obviously anarchism and libertarianism is synonymous. So I find that they can be a little more what's the word, receptive to that word, because especially because they identify with libertarians. So I found that to be helpful. Is there any like tips for like, because like, how did you get out of that? Like, how did you? Because you seem like a very happy and well-adjusted guy. Like, I know a lot of people that would be. I mean, I know personally, if I didn't have more friends, I would be a lot more depressed and feel lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it isn't the fact that I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a ton of friends, but I do have a few friends. And the ones that I do have, the closest ones to me,
Hmm.
they're more leftist leaning, but they came from the same kind of background that I had, right? One of
Hmm.
my very best friends, somebody that I hang out with pretty much every single day, they were falling very close to becoming a fascist, even about a year ago. And it wasn't until we discussed a lot of things and talked through a lot of the reasons behind why they thought those ways was I able to actually talk them, kind of off the edge and get them more or less along my same line of thinking. But that journey is going to be different for every single person. I'm very analytical. I'm
Hmm.
very uh, I guess information driven. I'm driven very much by like facts and reason. And when people give me facts and logic that go against things that I've held dear, like any beliefs that I have, I usually try to let those kind of seep into my brain and take hold because I want to always have the most correct ideology or the most correct viewpoints if I
Hmm.
possibly can. But
Hmm.
sometimes that's obviously impossible. But if I can, that's what I try to do. So, and
That's
that's kind of how it led me from being from right wing to left wing was that I always had that desire to want to learn.
hmm Yeah, I think that that's honestly the most important thing is wanting to learn.